with Shopify, anybody can do it, because honestly, I have never done such thing before in my life. Nothing. I had no idea I could do it, and thanks to this course, things change dramatically, and I'm so excited for, the future and all the benefits of taking this course. Thank you, JR, and all your team, because guys, you rock.
Hello, everybody. This is JR. It is the 6th of October, and it's Friday, so we got our coaching call. We got some great questions that have been submitted, and I got some great help today. Alex is on the call with us. Alex, you there?
Yep, I'm here. Hey, everyone.
Hey, there's Alex, and he's going to be helping me out today. And Jessica is also on the call. Can you say hello to everybody, Jessica?
Hey, everybody. How are you doing?
So we're all here to help you guys. Everybody is, man, they've just been doing so many really cool things, and I've been seeing a lot of successes, and oh my gosh, it's just awesome, awesome. Somebody's saying, can you talk about Facebook ad approval and account closings for physical products? And you know what, we'll start off with that. That question was just now submitted. Alex is an expert in that. Alex, could you take that question for me as I get these others together?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I talked about in the videos was just being careful with Facebook and preparing a couple more accounts in case something happens and Facebook blocks your account, that you're immediately able to start with a new one. So I think if you guys are starting out doing this for the first time, you can actually create, I think, 5 of these additional accounts. But as long as you stick to these rules that Facebook has, and with dropshipping, there's not actually a lot of them, because it's pretty clear you're not making any, promises, any claims, income promises, anything like that. You're just presenting the product. So then there's not really a lot of things to worry about. Just one thing that you should be careful with is when you want to give away a product for free. You can say that the product is free, but always mention in the ad that you're going to charge for shipping. So as long as you do that, I can't think of anything that Facebook would find wrong with your website or your ads. Just make sure to have all of those legal pages: privacy policy, terms of service, contact page, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's good. And that free plus shipping is very true. You don't have to put the price of the shipping in your ad, guys, so don't think you have to do that. But it's like he said, you do have to put in the ad that it's free shipping. You can't just have it on your landing page, because Facebook's going to think that you're trying to con people or whatever, and we don't want that happening.
Exactly.
Facebook has some really great articles about advertising as well, so make sure, like, for instance, you can't advertise a weapon. So they're just,
Where would you find those, Jessica?
Oh, goodness. You know what? I'm going to find a link, and I'll put it in the chat box.
There we go. We're going to have it in the chat box so everybody can see. Let me say hello to some people here. There's a ton of people. I cannot say hello to everybody, okay? I'm going to try. There's Allison, Ever, there's Bradley and Carol, Enola, hi, I can't say that. Isaac's in here, Johan's in here, John, a couple Johns is Mr. Wiseman, Mr. Fitzgerald, Linda, hey Linda, how you doing? Lucy is there, Mahendra is there, Mark, oh my gosh, there's so many now, Peter, Bob, Key Zhang is in there. There's literally people from around the world here. We got Ruth and Stacy. Tracy, how you doing? Talked to you in the past few days. Vance Bridges is here. Yibling, there's a ton of people. So don't forget, if I don't answer your question on this call, we're also, Jessica's answering questions in the question box. So you can type them in there, and we can type stuff back to you. So we can do it that way too. So I'm going to have, Jessica's got some of these questions off to the side here, and if you want to hit us with one of those questions, Jessica, and we'll start getting these things answered, get people going.
I do, and just for the replay, I'm putting the link in the chat box for everybody, but for advertising policies for Facebook, it's facebook.com/policies/ads. So that's where you're going to be able to find advertising policies, facebook.com/policies/ads. And that's for replay.
That's helpful.
Who may not see the chat box. So, okay, first question I have, how does AliExpress know to ship orders?
How does it know? We have a little program for that you guys should be using anyhow, and you're going to be using Dropified or Oberlo, and what it's going to do is it's going to know you placed the order, and it's going to transmit that information to that vendor once you have those integrated. Now, you do have to go in there and click and accept it for it to go through, but it's all done automatically, so you don't have to worry about it. You just have to have it set up in advance before you actually offer those products. What else we got?
Awesome. Okay, so next question I have, what are the best themes to use for Shopify?
You know, I overthought this when I first got online. I think a lot of people do. Everybody thinks, well, I got to have the coolest theme and, you know, things running all over the pages and noise and music playing and all that. You really don't. I've found in my experience, and Alex, you can correct me if you're seeing something else, but the simplest things convert better. So, you know, really plain themes. Have you noticed that too, Alex?
Yeah, exactly. So I think a good thing is Shopify doesn't even offer a lot of themes in their store. So there's like 3-4 to pick from. So I think, you know, it makes it easy for people to just go for one and start doing it.
You know, and I would say don't overthink it also. You know, everybody's trying to get everything perfect before they offer. Just get it out there. It's better to get it done than get it perfect, you know?
Yeah.
What else we got, Jessica?
Okay. What does above the fold mean?
That's a good question. Above the fold basically means when you land on a web page, you're going to see whatever you see. And if you don't scroll at all, that's all considered above the fold. And keep in mind, there's like 80–85% of the people never scroll on a page. So if you got something important, I think I mentioned this on the last call, you want to have it above the fold. That's a great question.
All right. So how many products should we have?
How many products should you have? Well, you know, on down the road, I guess hundreds. But in the beginning, all you want to do is you want to have picked out 3, maybe 4 passions, and you want like 3 or 4 products for each one. So, you know, we're looking at maybe 10 to 20, something along those lines. And that's for your testing purposes in your mix store. Now, when we move those over to your niche store, we're going to keep testing products and adding to that niche store, because once you've got traffic going there, you switch all your ads and have them go over to your niche store and sell from that point on. Got another question over there for me, Jessica?
All right. So people are asking about SEO. What does SEO mean?
SEO, that's great. Basically, that's just search engine optimization. When somebody goes to Google or they go to Yahoo, they go to MSN, they're going to type in some type of term. And if that term they type in matches your title tag, matches your description, matches maybe the first sentence on your page, matches your H1 or your header tag, then you have a much better chance of coming up in the search results. Now, I will tell you, to come up on page 1 is near impossible nowadays. If you search our products, we're on page 1, but you know we've been doing it for 7 years, and I wouldn't overthink that because that's really tough to get that top section right now.
All right, so this next one is more of a comment that we received, and I think I understand what it means. It says, I have learned more in the past 30 days than I have in the past 3 years, and I've already sold 73 on one product. I'm assuming that means they've sold 73
I guess, yes, 73. Well, that's great.
But I must admit I had 11 products that didn't work before I hit this one. I'm definitely looking for more.
So that's a good point, guys. That person's saying, hey, they had, looks like, from the way I'm understanding it, they had 12 products and 11 of them didn't work, but the one that did work, they sold 73 of. So, it's a matter of putting more and more out there, and you just keep testing those things.
Great. I'm getting other people saying they're getting lots of sales. I'm getting lots of sales. This is amazing. Thanks, JR.
That's good.
So other people are getting sales too, which is awesome. What is the best thing to offer in my pop-ups?
Alex, you want to take that? The one thing you don't want to do, I want to put in there, is join our newsletter. Okay, don't do that. And that's usually the sample one that they give you.
Yeah. So usually what you want to do with the pop-up for e-commerce sites, the best thing to do is provide a discount of some kind. So you can generate a coupon code in Shopify. And we're going to talk about this in one of the later modules. I'm not sure if it's module 6 or 7, but we'll talk about it. So you put a discount code, doesn't have to be too much, and a lot of people are going to actually sign up and immediately buy. So that's going to bring in a lot of additional sales. And what other people, I saw them do that as well, is, for example, they sell some clothes or they have like some shoes, and then what they do, they put together a PDF and they kind of just put those combinations together, right? So like you get this dress and these shoes and this bag. So you can do things like that as well, but I would recommend starting out with the discount, and then later on when you move on to a niche store, then those PDFs, maybe that's something you can think about as well.
That's an awesome answer. Yeah, basically, you know, what say Alex is telling you guys is have something of value. You know, if they're giving up their email nowadays, they better get something of value. And I talked to a couple people in the coaching calls about this. If you don't have something of value, in other words, let's say you're in you deal with nurses, okay? Well, you know, what you should probably do is go to Google AdWords and find out what nurses are searching, and it could be, you know, how to handle, you know, difficult patients or whatever. And if you're not good at writing, go to something like textbroker.com, type in, you know, 7 things to help a nurse handle unruly patients. And somebody there will write that blog for you, you know, 5 to 750 words. You can put it in a PDF, and this will cost you like 10 or 12 bucks, so it's not expensive. Somebody is asking, can Mixed Store have any name? Yeah, you know, your Mixed Store is not really a store that's going to focus on any one product or passion. It's just a place to park products. So it could be, you know, Best Deal Gadgets. It could be, you know, Super Good Deal Store. It doesn't really matter so much on that particular store, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to weed through some of these questions. Somebody said so far 1243. Don't know what that means. Do you have any questions over on your end?
I'm actually talking to Lucy, so she has another comment there. She says she's been running an ad and spent $12 so far.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay, so next question I've got is, how can I find more interests once I've picked a niche audience? I guess they're trying to use the audience analyzer.
Yeah, in that question they didn't say anything about the audience analyzer, and that's what I would recommend you do. To go ahead and use the audience analyzer, put in whatever your passion niche is, and that will pull up hundreds of other ones. And you can glance at those, and here's the cool thing, without having to go back to Facebook, because that integrates with Facebook, you can glance at those and see how big those audiences are before you go back to Facebook, and it saves you a tremendous amount of time.
Okay, yes. Let's see, what is the next one I've got here? If I use the software to find posts, I'm assuming they're talking about the Facebook posts, how can I tell if I should copy the post? So they're wanting to find a post on Facebook, I'm assuming.
I got you, yeah.
Yeah, should they...
First off, that's great that you're doing that, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to find posts on Facebook that are worth copying. And the question is, how do we know if they're worth copying? Well, what you want to do is you want to see how well that did, and here's how you can tell. You want to look at the number of shares, you want to look at the number of likes, and you want to look at the interaction, which means the comments on that particular post. So if you've got, you know, you find a post and it's got 500 shares, I mean, that's awesome, and that's something that people are obviously interested in. So you would want to do a post like theirs. They don't copy it word for word, but you can look at that post and kind of see what it was that triggered people. And the cool thing about that, since you have the software that you can analyze this, is you don't have to sit down and figure out all this. And I see that all the time with new people who are sitting there, you know, wringing their hands and worried, is this right, is that right? We've given you the tools, and they forget sometimes. I say, why don't you use, you know, this tool? And they're like, oh, I forgot all about that. So remember, you've got these tools, and we give you a lot of tools, so it's easy to forget what you've got at your disposal. But use that tool and just figure it out that way.
All right, so I guess we got a lot of keywords going on here, and somebody is asking, what's the difference in a product and a passion?
Okay, that's a great question. That's a super good question. Matter of fact, I was on the phone the other day with somebody, and they said they decided to sell to people who like jewelry. And I was like, whoa, that's not a passion. You know, a passion would be somebody who wants to save the whales, and you sell them a piece of jewelry that is a whale, you know, pendant on a bracelet, you know, that had something to do with saving the whales. So, you know, those are two different things. One's a product, one's a passion, okay? You know, and obviously some people are passionate about jewelry, but the problem with using a term like that is you can't really focus on those people on Facebook. You have to focus on a passion, okay? So you can't target people who like jewelry, you know? You can't do that.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Somebody just said copying an ad like you said is awesome. I'm getting tons of people to 3 or 4 niches, and they're actually buying a lot. Thanks for doing the course. So
well, that's nice to hear. That's good.
They're getting multiple niches going.
Yeah, everybody's getting deeper in the course now, and we're getting results, which, you know, hey, let's face it, that's what it's really all about. It's not about taking a course, you know. It would be great if you didn't have to take this course, right? If you could just go make money. If we could skip over that, I think we'd all do that. But fortunately, it's leading people in the right direction, so that's good. Somebody's sending a ticket to Alex there. I see that. Is there any way to contact you other than email? Yeah, sure. You know, we do Skype calls and all that, and we'll be happy to help you out. But, you know, obviously you got to send an email because we do, you know, have a lot of emails coming in, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So that's the best way to start out. What other questions you got over there coming in, Jessica?
Yeah, so, and you know, we've heard a lot of things over the years on this too, but I guess since everybody is starting to really get into Facebook ads now, they're seeing a lot of information, a lot of conflicting information. So this person is saying, I heard that you need to spend at least $3,000 on ads before you know it's working. Is that true?
Alex, you want to take that one? They said that they heard you had to spend $3,000 on an ad before you knew if it was working.
Yeah, I think definitely not. And a lot of our members are actually testing this out, and I see they're spending like $10, $15, and they can already see if a product is working or not. So definitely not $3,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I'm sorry, that's insane. especially if you don't have any sales. That I wouldn't do that. You know, I would want to see some reaction or action from it, you know, in the beginning. So don't dump a bunch of money in it. You know, don't dump money and hope that you're going to hit. It reminds me of a guy at a casino going, well, you know, I'll just another 500, another 500. I got to hit soon, and he ends up going away pretty broke. So you don't want to do that. This is not a casino. This is a business, so we don't want to go down that road.
All right, so to stay on topic with Facebook ads, should I look at how the audience is performing in the details of the ad?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. You know, like I'll run some ads for, let's say, you know, survival food, and I'll run it to everybody in the United States. And then what I'll do is I'll go into the actual ad and look at, you know, how it's performing by state. So let's say, you know, I'm getting clicks in Florida at 77 cents. Because, you know, they just had a hurricane, but, you know, let's say in Boston it's costing me $3.50, you know, so I'm going to kill those states that don't do well. And you can narrow down and lower your costs that way, and of course the whole point is you reach more people with less money. So you want to look at age groups, you know, maybe certain age, maybe you start off with, you know, 18 to 65, and you find out that, you know, 45 to 54 is your sweet spot, and you want to kill the other ones, you know. So you want to look at geographic things, you want to look at demographic things, and keep adjusting your ads. And then once you've done that, then you want to change up maybe the image you have in that ad and run it to that same audience that you've already found, and you just keep tweaking it. Now, the one thing you want to be careful for, though, is you don't want to make 3 or 4 changes in an ad and compare it to another ad. You can only make one change because otherwise you won't know which one of those changes, you know, made the difference. So be real careful when you're doing that.
Yeah. I actually just had somebody post, so I thought I would share. I learned more on DCA than all the other courses put together.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to hear. Really good to hear.
Okay, so the next question I've got, should I ask my friends and family if they think my products are good ideas?
That's a funny one. First off, I don't even ask myself if I think it's a good idea. I let the numbers speak for themselves. So, you know, like if I'm looking at a post, I look at posts that are viral. You know, if I'm trying to figure out a term, I go to Google AdWords, I see how many people are searching for it. Never base anything on yourself or a small group of people. And, you know, probably the worst people you can ask are your friends and family, because they don't even deal with this. They don't even know what you're talking about, and they're going to give you a very uneducated opinion. And fortunately, Facebook, Google has been collecting data for years now, and all that data is there. They'll tell you how many searches there are for a particular term. And that's one thing we tell you, you know, in the webinar when you first went through, is that, you know, we're looking for a certain number of searches. You know, if you've got a product and you only have, you know, 50 people a month searching for it, you don't want to go after that. If you have somebody or product that, you know, there's 200,000 people searching for, that's something you ought to go after. So don't base it on yourself. Don't base it on your friends and family. Base it on facts and data. That's what you want to do.
Awesome. So the next question I have, I think a lot of people might have this same sentiment. I don't really like pop-ups. Do I have to use them?
Alex, you want to take that? Because I don't like pop-ups either, but I have them all over my sites.
Yeah, so I think like a lot of people, when it comes to these marketing things, they start from themselves and they don't like something and they think they're not going to work. It's not going to work for anyone else. But with pop-ups, that's not the case. And you know, if you go on a site that it has products that you're actually interested in and they're offering you 20% off, you know, there's no reason for you to dislike that, because you're going to get the product for less money. So I think, you know, if you're driving, as long as you're driving targeted traffic to the website, they get a pop-up, you want to give them a discount, you know, they're not going to do anything bad about it. I think they're actually going to like it.
Yeah, that's, you know, such a good, they irritate the crap out of me, but I got to admit, every now and then somebody will offer me a discount, or they'll offer me a information PDF, and then I'll go ahead and put my email in. You know, it drives me nuts because I don't like them, but they work on me, you know, so that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Okay, so the next question I have, I'm getting tons of clicks, but people aren't buying. What should I look for?
Alex, you want to take that one? Of course, that's a very general question, so maybe we could give them a guide as to what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I already actually talked to Lucy here in the chat, and she's going to be sending a support ticket so that we can look at her audience, because she's saying she got 100 clicks for $12, which seems like very cheap. So I want to see what she's targeting and what's happening there, and then maybe we can help her troubleshoot. But typically, if you get 100 clicks to one of your product, that means that it's not going to turn into a winning product, and you want to stop that ad and just go ahead and start a new product. But I'll take a look into Lucy's specific case, and I'll see if I can help her out.
Yeah, and another thing I just want to add to that is, you know, the first thing you want to do if you're getting a lot of clicks and nothing's happening when they get to the page, you want to look for congruency, okay? So and what I mean by that is it should say the same thing on the page that's said on the ad. It should have the same picture, you know, on the page they land on as there is in the ad. So if they get like a different feel from when they leave that ad, if they were obviously interested in the ad but then they weren't interested when they got there, you know, if those things are in line, then it's got to be your offer, okay? So it can really only be that they get there and they don't like the feel of it, or they don't like the offer, okay? There are no ways to lose. If you have a good offer, you have congruency, and you got good pricing, I mean, you'll win. You'll win every time. Those are the only things that make it unsuccessful. Would you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah, actually, absolutely. I forgot to mention that, but if on the ad it's not clear that you're promoting a product and that they'll be able to purchase it on the site, then maybe, you know, there's something wrong there. So as long as it's clear that you have a product and they're able to purchase it, and, you know, when they get to the site the price isn't sky high, then you should be able to get sales. So also I think JR did a great job explaining all of these things with the ads, how to troubleshoot your ads, and he pretty much covers everything. So if any one of you out there did not watch Module 5, you want to definitely do that before you start your ads.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And congruency can also be something as simple as a color scheme. I mean, if it's purple on Facebook and green when they get to your website, that something as simple as that can throw somebody off, you know, because they're thinking, oh, I went to a different site. This isn't where I was supposed to be going, or they think maybe they clicked the wrong link. It can be something as simple as that, just making sure you do have congruency from every step of the way. Every place your customer can land should feel the same to them. So I have a comment that I thought I would share. I want to thank you for taking your time to spend it with us every week. No one else is doing this. And I think a lot of people probably feel that way, JR.
Yeah, you know, our whole thing really is we want you to be successful, and it's self-serving because we want successes. And at the beginning of this, you know, I stuck a little video in. Somebody made that last night. I think that was Lucy that made that. Was that right, Alex?
Yeah, Lucy.
You know, that was so awesome because, you know, she basically said, hey, I followed the plan and I'm doing stuff that I've never done before, you know, and that's the cool thing about it. And I hear so many people who don't try say, well, I can't do that because I've never done it. It doesn't matter that you've never done it. You know, when you were a little kid, you never walked, and every time you got up, you fell down, but you didn't quit. It's funny how when we become adults, if we fall down once, we never get up again. You're going to fall. It's going to happen. You're going to have some losing products. I have them all the time. But I have winning ones. And if you just keep doing it, you know, like that little kid, you're going to learn to walk, and you'll be running soon too. So yeah, that was a great video too. I want to thank you for that. That was an awesome video. I loved it.
Okay. All right. I've never sold online before, and I had a $629 day yesterday.
Wow. How much was that?
$629.
That's awesome. And you know, to some people that's not a lot of money, but I know when I first sold something online and I made $10, I was like, oh my God. And it's not the amount, though bigger amounts are nice, don't get me wrong. It's the fact that you figured out you can make money. In other words, you sat down at a keyboard in a Starbucks and typed something and somebody sent you money. I mean, just friggin' how awesome is that, Alex?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's really cool that you can do that, you know.
Okay, so can I listen to this later? There's so much information. I'd love to hear it all again.
Yeah, if you go into the members area, you know, each week we do a coaching call. It is there for you. I understand not everybody, though we have a ton of people on our call today. I understand not everybody can, you know, show up at, you know, 11 o'clock or 1 p.m. Eastern or whatever time it is in your country and just sit there and listen. You know, that's tough to do. But yeah, you can always go in there, and we'll have that recording up there today, so you can listen to this one too. Not a problem.
All right, and to that note, all of the previous coaching calls are also there. Somebody just posted that they just joined DCA 4 days ago, and they're on the coaching call right now. So they're having a little bit of trouble, like they're not at the same pace where a lot of other people are yet, but that's okay because there are all these coaching calls in the modules or in the membership area, so you can go back to them, and it's okay that not everybody's on the same pace. Even two people that bought the course on the same day aren't going to be on the same pace because your schedules might be different, and you know, just finding things and working your way through the modules is going to be different, and that's okay. We're still here to support all of you no matter where you are in the modules. If you just started yesterday or if you started a month ago, we're here to help you, and don't feel like you have to get on the same page as everybody else right away. It's totally fine if you're ahead of everybody or if you're a little bit, if you feel like you're a little bit behind everybody, because even if you do feel like you're a little bit behind everybody, there's a good chance there's somebody even further behind than you, and that's okay, because it all needs to be done at your own pace. We can't set the pace for you.
That's a really good point. As a matter of fact, you know, there's a bunch of people that joined us yesterday, okay? So, you know, understand there's people out there who haven't gotten through Module 1 yet. They just started, and that's okay. But I really appreciate you guys who have gone through a lot of this, and you're helping your fellow DCAers, and that is awesome. You're actually answering some of these questions in here. And, you know, you as an individual, as you go through this and as you progress and you grow, the best way to grow is to help other people. I mean, there's nothing really more rewarding, and in doing so, that helps you grow yourself. So, you know, get in there and answer. So if you know the answer to something, don't be shy. Go ahead and put an answer in there. You know, don't worry about it being incorrect or whatever. You know, if you think you know something, stick it in there. You know, let that person try it out. We've got your back. Don't worry about that. So we'll take a look at it. We're getting near to the end of the call there. Do you have any more on your list you want to cover, Jessica?
You know, I think we've gone through about all of the questions, but somebody just said they started their 4 passions. They already have 2 of them profitable and 2 niche stores that are already generating daily profit. Thanks, JR.
Hey, Alex, here's a question here that, I think it's a pretty simple one. I'm going to give it to you. No, that doesn't mean it's real hard, Alex. It says, on the shipping information, there was default shipping costs already in the store. Must that be deleted? And that's Zaid Patel that asked that.
Yeah, so I recommend that you set up all the shipping stuff as explained in our video. So that way there's not going to be any overlap. Just do what we're doing, and then you're going to have everything taken care of for free plus shipping and for regular products. And if you're having issues with this, just send us an email at support@digitalcashacademy.com, and we can look into it and make sure you're doing it right.
That answer you okay, Zaid? Just put in there if that's makes sense to you. Okay, guys, we're wrapping this up. We went overtime again. I apologize for that, but I want to get to everybody's questions and answers. Keep in mind that you do not ever want to quit. Okay, too many people start and quit, and I do some other videos on YouTube, and I did a video on that the other day, and the video was basically, is you're quitting, killing your success. If you're starting over and over and over again, that's kind of a bad thing. Some people follow, 50 gurus, and you really can't do that. You got to get with something, stick with something that works, and then just keep following through. Now, we've got people in here that already have successes, and that's awesome because, we started this thing less than 30 days, or I guess a little over 30 days ago, and people are already making money. And that's just friggin' awesome. I love that. They aren't supposed to be making money yet, but they got ahead. They were overachievers. But the thing is, stick with it. Follow the guides. If you have problems, jump in the group. We're all there for you. I think everybody has seen in that group that there's always somebody willing to help you there. We have a pretty big staff. If it's not myself or Alex or Jessica, we have other people that jump in there and answer some of these things for you because obviously we can't be there 24 hours a day. Do you have any parting words or anything over there, Alex? Any words of encouragement for everybody?
No, I just hope everyone's excited for Module 6 because we're going to put in some good content there, and we're going to show you guys once you get your niche store in place how to actually scale that. So I know a lot of you are not at that stage yet, but that's okay. And that was one of the reasons why we decided to kind of release the module slowly, because we knew the first 4 modules are going to be the ones where you got to put in most of the work, but then when you get out of that, module 5 and 6, it should be a little bit easier. And when you get into those methods from modules 5 and 6, then you should really be able to scale your income. So yeah, just don't worry if you didn't get to modules 5 or 6 yet. Work on modules 1 to 4, and that's it. Just get that first winning product, and you're just going to go from there. It's going to be easy once you get those first winning products, I promise.
Yeah, and to add to that, it was funny because I know when everybody started after Module 2, everybody's like, I want more, I want more, I want more.
Yeah.
And I don't hear that at all anymore. I think everybody's got plenty to work on. And, I had a call with somebody yesterday or the day before, and they were just starting Module 2 because they had some work stuff going on. That's okay. They were saying, well, am I too far behind? There is no far behind. If you're moving forward on a monthly basis, then that's all you can do. And you'll get there. You just gotta, have confidence in yourself. You will get there. Jessica, you got anything for anybody?
Not really. Not more than you've already covered. I just, wanted to say that to work at your own pace and don't feel like you have to work at somebody else's pace. I think that's kind of, in general, what we have to get to with everybody, because we are seeing more than anything people saying, I'm not there yet, am I supposed to be there yet, should I have already done this? And it's okay, work at your own pace.
That's a very good point. I want to thank you, Jessica, for helping us out today and answering some of those calls and reading some of those questions. Sure. Alex, thank you on your end. I appreciate you being here. Alex is quite an expert, knows his stuff inside and out, and his help is always appreciated. So, guys, we're done for today. Remember that you can listen to this in the members area, and we will see you next week at the Digital Cash Academy coaching call. Bye for now, guys.
Bye.
Bye.